BMI is a problem, and I'm just going to say a couple of things about BMI. So BMI has got a problem. So what they've said is, look, BMI is really a reflection. They didn't know this until a lot of the recent science came out about body fat. They thought just any BMI, including, muscles like Schwarzenegger, just causes stress on the heart long term. That's not really what's going on. What's going on is body fat, and that's been found out since then. Some people have a higher BMI, but it's muscle than others. We'll typically see that. Women will think, oh, I'm too fat. Men will think, oh, I'm not fat. This is all muscle. Well, here's the thing. Yes, if you had a BMI of 30, Arnold Schwarzenegger had a BMI of 30 at the time that he won Mr. Universe. And yeah, if you look like Arnold Schwarzenegger at the time he won Mr. Universe and your BMI is 30, it's probably still fairly healthy because very little body fat at that point. But most of us with a BMI of 30 don't look like Arnold at that time. So here's the thing, body fat is dangerous. Be afraid, be very afraid of body fat. And most of us start with this little jelly roll, this saddle bag on the side. We used to think that jelly roll, that saddle bag was an innocuous, harmless energy storage tissue. It's not. It just didn't look that good. Well, a lot more than it doesn't look good. It is dangerous. It drives prediabetes. It releases chemicals that cause insulin resistance, which is the essence, the disease process underlying diabetes, which is the most common driver of heart attack and stroke. Other things cause that too, like aging. So most people don't know that. Most doctors, whether it's family practitioners, internists, cardiologists, who say they do prevention, some of them actually do, but most of them, research has been very clear. Most of them really don't know how to diagnose prediabetes, let alone manage it. So that's what this channel is all about. Now I'll get back to your comment. Because of the problems associated with BMI, they've come up with other ones. They've come up with a couple of very sophisticated statistical analyses. And if you want to know the details on this, do a YouTube search for my name and BMI. And you'll get about 4 or 5 videos, which a couple of them 15-minute videos, which go into deep detail on BMI and the other alternatives. But let me just say this, on a generalization, for baby boomers, those of us who are not major bodybuilders, BMIs between 20 and 22 are really healthy. And people say, whoa, wait a minute. I started losing weight. I started getting down to 24, 25, and people tell me I look skinny. Yeah, they're going to tell you that. Be prepared for people to say, you look sick. But the bottom line is our focus, our taste, our assumptions about what a healthy weight is are really messed up in this culture. If people aren't telling you you look sick because you're so skinny, you've probably got enough body fat there to be driving some of this problem, which is going to make it a lot more difficult as you get past 60 years old. So 20 to 22. And I know I'll get a lot of haters on that. Now, I do have a few patients, not a lot. I do have a few patients who have significantly higher BMIs, but here's the adjustment. They have it's called the Schwarzenegger. I'm sorry that I'm talking so much about Schwarzenegger, but that is the example. And there's a well-known, look it up, Google it, the Schwarzenegger adjustment for BMI. And what that is to take your belt size. So if you've got a BMI of 25 or 26, I've got a couple of guys that are 25s, 26s, but they have a belt size of 32. Those kind of folks are probably, again, it's probably muscle, which is healthy, which is very healthy. Muscle actually helps us manage our blood sugar as we get into our 60s and above, where we start losing our insulin sensitivity. Muscle mass is critical, especially as you get over 60 years old. So we've mentioned that, we've talked about that several times. If you have the normal amount of muscle, for example, guys like me, I'm not a Schwarzenegger type, but I do have my BMI tends to run between 21 to 23, and my belt size is usually 33 or less, 32. And those are the goals. You want to keep that lower belt size.